It's a long way to the top. If you want to rock and roll, you want to rock and roll? Driving on the highway, going to a show. Stopping on the byway, playing rock and roll. Getting round, getting stoned, getting beat up, getting a bone, getting high, getting shook. I tell you folks, it's harder than it looks. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. Ladies in the room on nice things. John Mayer, a rock and roll man. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll.
Good evening, race fans. I'm your host, Caden Reif, and welcome to another installment of the 2005 season of the NASCAR Coca-Cola Cup Series. We are here from Texas for race number 26 of 36, the final race before the final 10 for that chase for the championship, although there is no chase, just the actual battle for the championship. Nonetheless, race number 26 of the season coming your way here from the mile and a half in just a few short moments, and we take you trackside for your starting lineup in tonight's race. Taking a look at your pole sitter, it's going to be Ryan Newman in the 12 car, followed by Jeff Gordon in second place in the 24. Looking down the rest of the grid, Robbie Gordon in the 31 will be starting from third place, and Greg Biffle will start in fourth in the 16. Bobby Labonte in the 18 will be fifth, and Matt Kenseth in the sixth position in the 17 car. Casey Kane will be starting this race in seventh, and Kenny Wallace qualifies in eighth. Casey Atwood starts in ninth, and Brian Vickers in 10th. Johnny Sauter will be in 11th place, and Jay McMurray qualifies in 12th. 13th goes to Sterling Marlin, and John Wood in 14th. 15th is Kevin Harvick in the 29, and Jeremy Mayfield will start in the 16th position. Hank Parker Jr. with a nice qualifying in 17th, and Jeff Burton in 18th. 19th will be Christian Elder in the 0, and 20th will be Mike Bliss. Chad Little starts this race from 21st, and David Green 22nd. Kyle Busch will be in the 23rd spot, and David Rudiman starts in 24th. Eric Norris will be in 25th place, and Tony Stewart in 26th. 27th goes to Scott Riggs, and Ricky Hendrick will be in the 28th spot. 29th goes to Dave Blaney, and John Andretti starts in 30th. Dale Jr. will be in 31st, and Scott Wimmer starts this race in 32nd. Kurt Busch, your points leader, with a bit of a low starting position. He'll be in 33rd in the 01. Ricky Rudd starts in 34th. 35th goes to Carl Edwards in the 97. 36th will be Jack Sprague. 37th, Todd Bodine. Michael Waltrip will start in 38th. 39th goes to Jerry Nadeau. 40th, Ken Schrader. And the final row will be Mark Martin in the 06 and Augie Vidovic in the 37 for tonight's race. Command to start the engines here in just a moment, as the most famous words in motorsports will be given to this 42 car field.
Drivers, start your engines!
42 stock cars roar to life here from Texas for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500. Gonna be not so much of a long one today, but still nonetheless 81 laps in today's event. Texas, one of the fastest tracks on this calendar, and we will see a lot of high-speed action and expecting quite a few passes on the racetrack today, but all of that yet to be seen, so we'll find out how that goes today. Looking at your point standings for today's race, as we mentioned, Kurt Busch enters this race as the points leader. He leads by 35 over Ricky Hendrick in the 5 car. Tony Stewart sits in 3rd, 43 back, and Casey Kane is in 4th, 171 behind your points leader. But Kane looking in prime position today. He starts from 7th, while Hendrick and Busch, as well as Stewart, all down the order in qualifying leading up to this race. .81 laps here from Texas Motor Speedway. Pace car going to peel off. Newman will lead the field to the green here as they round turn 4. And green flag is in the air. We are underway here from Texas. Leaving turn 4 and completing the first lap as Ryan Newman has the race lead early on in the running from the pole position. Bobby Labonte will move into 2nd place ahead of the 31 of Robbie Gordon as Jeff Gordon looks for 3rd. Side by side through most of the rest of the field. Tony Stewart's picked up a lot of spots since the start, already within the top 20. Pretty wide back there as Dave Blaney's trying to slip by to 81 and 4 on the bottom. Carl Edwards moving up the order early as well. Meanwhile, the rest of the championship leaders, Kurt Busch and Ricky Hendrick, nothing doing. The 5 car in last at the line, that time by. Bobby Labonte closing in on Ryan Newman for the race lead. He looks low into turn 3, but couldn't quite get the nose underneath the 12 car. Everybody's starting to file out. Johnny Sauter moves past that pack and into the 7th position in the 68. Still some more 3 wide back there. That's Greg Biffle trapped up on the top side, as well as the 30 of Atwood. Tony Stewart is a man on a mission right now as he continues to pick up spots, nearing the top 10, as meanwhile Bobby Labonte's made a pass on the 12 of Newman for the race lead. Robbie Gordon trying to slip past the 24, up and into 3rd, and does. Here's Kenny Wallace for the top 5 on Casey Kane. And the 2 moves up into 5th. Not letting the 18 get too far in front of him as they are bumper to bumper for that race lead. The 18 got a little loose there. Opens the door for Newman to close up, look low towards turn 3, and the caution flag is out. Ooh, big wreck in the back, and Ricky Hendrick, one of the points leaders, is in it. Big wreck off of turn 2, and Ricky Hendrick is involved. Kurt Busch gets around it, I believe. Caution flag is out. And a lot of big impacts back there. As we are under caution for the first time here in Texas, get a look at that crash. Looking like it started way further up. Yeah, Harvick and Mayfield. Looking like Harvick just kind of cut down on the 48 a little bit. Mayfield up off the bottom as well. Harvick maybe expecting a little bit more room. Gets a 77, the 4, the 06, and then the 5. Nowhere for a lot of these guys to go. And Ricky Hendrick, second in points entering today, started off poorly and didn't have any room to get around that wreck, so he's going to be involved in it, and that is a huge blow to his championship hopes. Meanwhile, race leaders are going to lead the field into the pit lane for the first time here on lap number 7, as Bobby Labonte will take the field down. Everybody into the pits. Two tires stopped for looking like a lot of these guys are going to take 2 tires, as well as, no, going to be 4 for your race leader, Bobby Labonte. 2 for Newman, as well as Robbie Gordon. So a bit of a shakeup in the standings here, as a lot of these guys are going to end up taking just 2 tires. Labonte goes a long way down the order, had to wait to get out of the pits there. So Ryan Newman will retake the race lead on 2 tires. We'll take you to intermission here from Texas. 8 laps completed, the 12 car in the race lead. Back from intermission here at Texas with Ryan Newman in the 12 car in the race lead. A couple of things worth noting is Ricky Hendrick in the 5, as expected, is out of the race after that incident. And also the 20 of Tony Stewart came in a second time, so issues for him having to get those fixed under caution, but still on the lead lap, but will be restarting in 35th position after being forced to come down pit road a second time. Regardless, after the mixed pit strategy, your top 5 is going to be Ryan Newman in the 12, Robbie Gordon, Kenny Wallace, Christian Elder, and Jeff Gordon to round out this front group. Pace car peeling in. We lap 11 of 81 on the green flag as the 12 takes us to the green, and we are back underway. Through turns 1 and 2 and down the back stretches, Robbie Gordon wastes no time to jump low and look for the race lead. He won't have the chance to stay there on the bottom. Christian Elder tried to jump low on the 2, didn't find a lot of grip down there as Jeff Gordon goes around on the outside. Check up on some of the chosen strategies of these drivers. Elder's slipping backwards fast. Casey Kane and Sterling Marlin both slip past as the 22 moves into the top 5. Bobby Labonte, one of the first drivers on 4 tires, is quickly finding some ground as he is nearly into the top 10 already. Looking to take it 3 wide on Kyle Busch in the 19 as they enter turn 1. Found his way down there. Cut it very close with the 19. But finds his way through, and as they leave turn number 2, he is up and into, I believe, his 8th. '18 car is moving early. Now looks for 7th on Vickers in the 25. And he will get past and into the 7th position. Now has his sights set on the race leaders. Here's Kenny Wallace fighting with the 31 of Robbie Gordon for 2nd place. Couldn't make that move stick. Tell you what, that 20 car is not looking too good. Must have had an engine problem or something and is a long way off the pace. Probably will have to be DQ'd for minimum speed here. So that's another one of the main championship contenders who is having some issues in today's race. And the 20 car will be pulled off the racetrack, as well as the 37, that is Vidovich in the R&J Racing Machine. Robbie Gordon drops down to 4th place, up with the race leaders as he falls down a couple spots. That's to Wallace and Gordon. Bobby Labonte in the 18 still moving, trying to fight with Casey Kane. That's for 6th. Actually, excuse me, for 5th as Marlin fell behind the both of them. Labonte might have been one of the only drivers on 4 tires. Kenseth was as well, as Kurt Busch in the 01 took 4 tires as well. Going to check up on your championship leader. Busch is a long way up the order. He's in 13th place and a lot faster than pretty much everybody. Seeming like 4 tires is the move. But is it the move for the lead? That's the important question. Is 3 wide almost into turn number 1 as Bobby Labonte is going to make 2 for 1. He gets past the 2 and the 38. Up and into 4th now. And still moving. Field staying clean and staying under control right now as Newman continues to comfortably lead this race. Labonte may have been running out of a little bit of his advantage, hasn't been quite as quick as he was. Meanwhile, Kurt Busch, on the other hand, is all the way up into 10th, and with both of his main title contenders out of this race, is absolutely loving that running position. He moves into ninth now, ahead of Sauter. Still picking him off and picking up spots as this run continues. "20 laps completed here from Texas as Ryan Newman in the 12 has the race lead. Jeff Gordon trying to close in from second place, but the 12's got that little buffer back to him, and Gordon a little bit out of the throttle, out of the corner that time by. Casey Kane moved back up into fourth ahead of the 18 of Labonte and stays up front. That 38 looking pretty quick so far today. Definitely has been the best of the championship leaders in the entirety of this race, and he definitely needed it, being all the way back 170 plus behind the leader, Kurt Busch. And looking like he's going to struggle to make up a lot of that with the 01, not really giving up, and all the way up into ninth despite the starting position that he suffered in today's race. Labonte finding some second win now as he looks underneath Kane for the fourth spot. Long way for Kurt Busch to go for him to make up any more positions. Kenny Wallace, the next car, in eighth. Probably about a quarter to a half of a second in front of him. That gap's shrinking. Labonte into fourth place ahead of the 38 of Kane. And now has his sights set on the 31 of Robbie Gordon off turn 4. And he will move to the inside, heading into turn 1. Gordon trying to stay strong on the outside. Ooh, maybe got a little bit of loose there on the outside lane. And Labonte is up and into third now. Jeff Gordon's been knocking on Ryan Newman's door for the lead for quite a while, and Newman was way out of line there in turn 3. New leader 24 as Jeff Gordon takes first place. Here's Labonte with a huge run out of turn 4. And he's going to try to take second away from the 12 of Newman. Newman fighting back on the outside, but not able to get clear. Had to breathe the throttle just a touch. That will allow the 18 of Labonte into second place. Those 4 tires really starting to work out for the 18. Almost got his lead back that he gave up to take him on that first start. Took about 20 laps or so, but he is all the way up and into P2, and with the speed advantage on this run. Check up on the back end of the field here. Bobby Labonte still closing in on the 24 of Jeff Gordon. He's right there for that race lead. Ooh, had to get way out of throttle with how close he was following there. Got maybe a little sideways. And Gordon pulls out a long way thanks to that mistake from the 18. Bobby Gordon moved up into third ahead of Newman when Newman got out of line battling the 24. Kane still rounding out the top 5, but Sterling Marlin really close, and he's going to try to look for 5th. Couldn't get the nose underneath into turn 3. It is Vickers, Wallace, and Busch, and then Jamie McMurray rounds out the top 10. McMurray looking strong after a vibration that formed after that first pit stop. Hasn't looked like it's affected his pace at all. In the top 10 at the moment, Matt Kenseth, one of the only drivers who took 4 tires on that last stop, is in the 11th position, so gained some spots on the racetrack as well. And Labonte has moved past the 24 of Jeff Gordon while I was looking away. Bobby Labonte on those 4 tires has taken the lead and now has clean racetrack in front of him to take full advantage of the extra speed. And we will see how long it's going to be until these guys have to make their first pit stop under green. Went green on lap number 11. Just over 20 laps since we went green. And speaking of, Gordon and Gordon, both the two Gordons are going to come into the pits just as we were talking about pit stops. Handful of cars were in as well. 8, 12, 71, 31, and 81. So Ryan Newman going to make an early pit stop out of these race leaders. Labonte, unsurprisingly, nope, he's going to come in. So the 18 will pit from the lead. Kane and Marlin in, as well as the rest of the top 10 who stayed out that last time by. And here is race leader Bobby Labonte into the pit lane. Took full advantage of the tire advantage. We're going to get held up by the 48 just a little bit. And into the pits for 4 good years and fuel is the 18, as well as the 38, and the rest of this top 10 and the whole field for that matter. Tell you what, Ryan Newman into the pits again. So that's going to be a tough break, as Newman's going to be taken out of this race on the fuel strategy, with him having to pit a second time, as well as the 8. A couple of cars in a second time there, not getting the tires on all the way, I assume. So some struggles in the pits in today's race. A lot of guys in a second time. My goodness. Nonetheless, Bobby Labonte will be the race leader here. And with all of his contenders being taken out of it, thanks to the weird pit strategy here, it is a comfortable lead over Casey Kane in the 38. Fucking hell, man. So how many cars left on the lead lap now? 10. Goodness me. The double zero getting lapped there. Now just 9 cars left on the lead lap. A lot of pit stop issues here in this race at Texas, but Bobby Labonte, one of the ones unaffected, and he takes away the lead and holds on to it. Again, Kane in the 38 runs in the 2nd position. And your points leader, Kurt Busch, was one of the ones affected. He sits now in 28th. So it has been a horrible, horrible day for the championship leaders of today's race. Not entirely sure how NASCAR is going to react to that one, but a lot of drivers had to come in more than once on that last pit stop cycle, and results in a lot of the field being trapped a lap down now. I can't even keep it in character with the pit stop stuff, to be honest. That just sucks. So bad. Pisses me off. Thought I had the double pitting issue fixed with all the strategy stuff, but nope. Decided to show up when the championship battle matters, so that's really, really cool. I'm very much a fan of that. Just fucking great, you know? Ooh, 6 car of... That is John Wood blowing up, and that is going to bring out a caution. Yellow flag will fly here. As I do not believe Wood is going to make it back around to the pits. He will not, so caution flag is going to be out. And to break character once again, because of all that pitting nonsense, I am absolutely putting everybody back on the lead lap here. Because that's some bullshit. Caution flag flies here on lap number 48. Taking lap 49 is Bobby Labonte from the race lead as we are under caution for the 2nd time today. John Wood coming in clutch. It'll be a long intermission, but nonetheless, at least give me the chance to fix everything, so that's nice. Might even throw a yellow in the middle of the next run because I know they can't make it to the end on fuel from here. Just to make sure they don't have to do that under green. I think I will do that. Just to be sure that everything's fine. – Yeah, some people are like 4 laps down. Oh my god. Okay. Yep. Taking an intermission here from Texas. It'll be a bit, but we'll be back in just a moment here. Okay, yeah, we're back, I guess. I barely even have the energy to stay in character at this point. I'm gonna have a couple people that I need to give some lap pluses to, at the very least, on this restart, because I'm not gonna force everybody to sit here any longer. We did like 15 laps under caution just to make sure we didn't have to pit under green. But yeah, so Labani will be the leader. I don't really know what the fuck is going on anymore at this point, I have to be honest, but nonetheless, it'll be within the final 15 laps, and the 18 car is your race leader, which are at least two things that are supposed to be happening. Well, at the very least, 18 should be in the lead. Shouldn't have had to spend that many laps under yellow, but nonetheless, we will be going green this time by. Going to be lap plussing like another quarter of the field real quick when we go green, because still some of them are trapped a lap down, and I didn't want to spend any more laps waiting. So, 18, your leader. I'll get to actually doing commentary by the time I get them green and get all the laps fixed here. Okay, everything is sorted out. It'll be close to 10 to go now. Bobby Labani is going to have the race lead. It'll be Biffle in second. Casey Kane working on Todd Bodine for the 5th spot back there. As this race continues to wind down and we near the end of it. Looking down the rest of the order, going to catch up on Kurt Busch. He's up and into the 17th spot now. Picking up positions as best he can after the setbacks in the middle of this race. Nearing the end of this thing, 10 laps to go for the 18 of Labani as Biffle is bearing down on him. Ooh, Vickers got the wall there. Look out, issues for the 25. Gonna get a look at that off of turn number 4. Ooh, got into it with Kurt Busch. That was a narrow miss for the points leader after the 25 got into him there, and he went up and into the wall. So Kurt Busch narrowly avoids a race-ending accident. And meanwhile, Greg Biffle has taken away the race lead from the 18 of Labani. Can the 18 chase him back down? Biffle pulling away. McMurray looks for third. Kurt Busch in the 01, meanwhile, still picking up spots. He's into the top 15. Labani closing back in, had a big run out of turn 2. had to get way out of throttle in the middle of 3 and 4 that time, though. Loses all the time that he made up. 5 laps to go for your race leader, Greg Biffle. Bonnie doing what he can to try to catch up, but Biffle might have this in the bag. He's just got to run some clean laps here and not make any mistakes. Bonnie, meanwhile, has to be perfect if he wants to catch back up and have a shot at taking this win back. Had a run through 2 again, looking down the backstretch. He's going to close that gap yet again. He might have another shot at it. Ooh, but again, just entered way too shallow in turn 3. I think that might be it. It'll be 3 to go now. Biffle out of throttle, but Labonte out of throttle as well. Held that speed a little bit longer in the middle of the corner. We'll see if he can close up. It'll be 2 laps to go at the line. This thing isn't over just yet. It'll be between these two. Biffle way out of the gas there, out of turn 2. Here comes Labonte down the backstretch. Does he have anything for the 16? He looks low into turn 3. Did he get there? Not quite. Biffle pulls back away. White flag in the air last time around. Biffle again, out of throttle, out of 2. Does Labonte have anything for him? One last chance. Out of turn 4, coming to the flag. Labonte gave it everything, but Greg Biffle holds him off to win it here at Texas. Your victor. He wins it. Kurt Busch in the 01 car comes home in 9th, a solid recovery drive. Kane will take 5th. Labonte came oh so close to getting that one, but that'll be the one that got away from him as he comes up just short, and Greg Biffle wins it here in Texas. And that will do it. So Greg Biffle absolutely steals one late, ran away with it, and Labonte could not mount that counterattack. So it is the 16 who wins that duel and wins the race here tonight. For Biffle, his 3rd win this season. And he takes home the trophy for today's race. That'll do it here from Texas with the 16-year winner. We'll catch you next week. It'll be Richmond for race number 27 of the season. But until then, I'm Caden Reif, and thank you for watching, and as always, have yourself a good one.
So long